News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson and the Adahi Tano Program. Cars Plus, home of Guam's first and only lifetime limited powertrain warranty. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurants, always open, always local, and serving up favorites for over 40 years.
Starting now on Guam's news network, the military has eased up on its pandemic restrictions. Plus, many of the island's small businesses struggling to survive are frustrated by a lack of communication from the administration. And we'll also give you a closer look at a recent audit conducted on the 75th Guam Liberation festivities.
Hafaday and good evening, everyone. The latest results from the Joint Information Center reported Monday evening. The number of cases continued to rise as 92 came back positive for COVID-19 out of 719 samples tested at various clinics and labs. This brings Guam's total to 3,170 with 921 cases in active isolation and 60 COVID-related fatalities since mid-March. And according to Hospital Administrator Lillian Posadas, there are currently 59 COVID patients hospitalized. 11 are currently under the ICU level of care, 4 of them needing ventilator support, and 6 patients are at the newly opened skilled nursing facility in Barragata Heights. With positive cases yesterday nearing triple digits, officials continue to urge that we all do our part to control this virus. Stay home, wash your hands, wear your mask, and keep your distance for your sake and for others. And the military has announced an easing of pandemic restrictions effective immediately. Anderson, the Naval Base Guam, and Marine Corps Base Camp Blas will transition to Health Protection Condition B. Joint Region Mariana spokesman Lieutenant Commander Rick Moore said the change is due to a steady decline in COVID-19 cases within DoD from its peak on August 29. He says HIPCON B more closely aligns with Gov Guam's current PCOR 1 Safer at Home advisory. However, JRM announced additional mitigation measures to include mandatory face masks on and off base and appropriate social distancing. Access to bars and indoor dining is also still banned. Outdoor dining is restricted to members of the same household. Military personnel are also required to remove themselves from any social gatherings where COVID-19 mitigation measures are not being observed. And it's been nearly a month since the start of the Quarantine Chronicles in Judge Elise Iriarty's courtroom. And while passengers continue to challenge the government's mandatory quarantine order, a majority of the petitions are now being filed through the Public Defender Corporation Service. Meanwhile, the Attorney General also continues to file petitions upon each arrival on behalf of the Public Health Department in order to authorize quarantine or isolation. Today's hearing lasted just a few minutes as no travelers requested to file petitions. However, alternate Public Defender John Morrison says they are aware of the free legal representation. And COVID cases at global dorms. It's a new issue that Catholic Social Services is now faced with as they continue to provide safe shelter to Guam's homeless. Tyler Matanani reports.
Providing Guam's homeless with a second shelter has been an ongoing effort throughout the pandemic, but recent positive cases has raised even greater concerns. Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio.
We had a positive case in the last week. There's additional positive cases, I've just been told. I don't have the details yet, but I'm assured that positive cases have been taken to isolation, and I know that the National Guard has an operation to sanitize.
According to the Lieutenant Governor, Catholic Social Services has also increased their monitoring efforts in preventing visitations to global dorms. The recent number of positives at global dorms adds to the ongoing concern about the rising number of positive cases and hospitalizations at GMH.
The virus is out there. The minute that you have a symptom, please go to your private provider or public health and get tested. Don't take it for granted. Those that are sick, that are having problems, I would just say, monitor your oxygen levels. Don't wait till it's too late. Come more sooner than later so we can get you the help.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matanani.
Hawaii is all set to reopen its visitor industry on Thursday, Guam time. It has approved a plan not to quarantine arrivals who prove to be negative on a COVID infection test. The state is coming off a record year of more than 10.4 million arrivals. But like Guam, the global pandemic has dropped that figure to near zero. We spoke with the president and CEO of the Hawaii Tourism Authority, John DeFries, about his expectations ahead of the big event.
I've been asked this question, and my sense is between the 15th of October and New Year's Eve, that during that 2.5 month period, my guesstimate, and this is literally being pulled from the air, is going to be a daily average of around 5,000, or about 17% of where we were a year ago as a daily average.
DeFries, who is the first native Hawaiian to head the Tourism Authority, adds that he expects the arrivals to build gradually over the coming year.
So much of it is going to be dependent on our ability as a destination and as a community to flatten the COVID curve permanently. I mean, at one point, we're going to all have a vaccine that will help us sustain that, but that could be 9 to 12 months away, depending on who you listen to. And waiting for the vaccine is not an option.
You can catch the full interview with HTA President and CEO John DeFries tomorrow on In Full Zoom. Meanwhile, the Guam Visitors Bureau is also preparing for the eventual return of tourism, and President Carl Gutierrez says GVB is also working on a plan for COVID testing of arrivals at the airport.
We're putting together an executive order, hopefully to give to the governor to review so that we can go and figure out how to get this testing protocol that can come out in 1 minute, at the most 10 minutes, at $5.
But the program is not yet ready to roll out, says Gutierrez, who spoke with the airport's executive manager about it.
When I asked John Canata, why aren't you not setting up for the testing procedures at the airport? He says because the public health is so overwhelmed that they've shelved this on the side.
He's asking that the airport and GVB take over the program and let public health focus on its current priorities. Gutierrez says they're also preparing in other ways. They received $250,000 from Adelup for a project to digitize the customs forms that will further promote a touchless arrivals procedure. And then there's some out-of-the-box thinking for promotional events. For example, hosting a major UFC-style match.
We have decided that we like this idea of bringing the one championship fight here to Guam. It attracts 1 billion viewers at that time, and through the main, streaming, it can get to 2 billion people. If we plant this thing on Guam for Asia, because they love Guam being the epicenter of the Asia countries at 3, 4, 6, 5 hours away. And not only that, I asked them that they're going to promote it as America in Asia.
Gutierrez says they've set December 15 as the target date for the big event. The latest on a class action lawsuit brought by local business owners against Governor Lulian Guerrero and Public Health Director Art San Agustin. Lead plaintiff Thomas Peinhoff argues in district court that his constitutional rights to operate a business are being violated because of the government's continued lockdown. Representing the defendants, the Attorney General's office has moved for dismissal, arguing, among other things, that the petitioner has failed to state a claim for the relief he's requesting. According to court documents, the government can implement emergency measures that curtail constitutional rights as long as the measures have at least some real or substantial relation to the public health crisis. The AG concludes that, quote, the measures taken to prevent the spread of COVID-19 are constitutional, and Mr. Peinhoff's complaint should be dismissed. And as that lawsuit suggested, the island's small businesses are attempting to stay afloat during this unprecedented time. Peter Santos has more.
We've been closed a total of about 5 months.
Small business owners across the island struggle as they learn to navigate during this pandemic. On the link this morning, American Music's Janice Sablon shared some of the issues Guam's only full-service music store has had to face and the changes they've had to make to survive so far.
It caused us to take some pretty drastic measures. We left our 5,000 square foot retail location and moved to a 2,500 square foot location, which was a monumental task. It took us 3 weeks to move, and it cost us a lot of money to move, and we were closed again for another 3 weeks. After we opened for 1 week, we were shut down again. We were able to do curbside until we weren't able to do curbside. So you see what I'm saying? We've shifted left, right, and upside down.
Sablan saying the lack of communication with small businesses and the constant changing of guidelines are taking a toll. With the retail industry's most profitable season fast approaching, Sablan says the uncertainty leaves small business owners fearful of what is to come.
The sobering reality really is, even if you're doing well right now, if you've been able to open partially or do some kind of business, everybody knows fourth quarter of the year is when you're going to make money, especially in retail. And if we're either shut down still at 25% capacity, or if we go to another lockdown with numbers rising, I mean, those are the things that really make us fearful.
Sablan is hoping for open lines of communication with a clear plan moving forward.
I don't want to be behind the game. I don't want to think that anybody's livelihood, let alone mine and my family's, is going to be contingent upon a lack of information to the community. So, I'm calling upon anybody who's in a decision-making position, where you're the governor, the legislature, something, have a strategic communication plan that can help everybody.
The Guam Chamber of Commerce's Christine Boleto says they'll be hosting a rally tomorrow in support of and solidarity with local businesses and their employees who are affected by the pandemic.
We're trying to organize a peaceful gathering of the private sector to show that we are together, to support each other, to support the employees that more than likely will not get their jobs back, for the businesses that will not reopen.
The rally will take place tomorrow starting at 8:30 a.m. at the GPO parking lot, with a gathering in front of the legislature to follow. For more information, contact the Guam Chamber of Commerce at 472-6311 or 8001. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Peter Santos.
In other news, a special mass will be held tomorrow in honor of the late Monsignor David Kitagua. Monsignor Kitagua passed away on September 15 at the age of 84, having served the church for 56 years, 23 as pastor of the San Juan Bautista Parish. The mass will be celebrated at 2 p.m. at the Audit Church, with Mass of Christian burial taking place at 10 a.m. Saturday at the Hagåtña Cathedral. The mass will be live streamed at facebook.com/Hagåtña Cathedral and hagåtñacathedral.org. Strict COVID-19 protocols, masks, and social distancing will be mandatory at the services. And Guam's Diamond Liberation Celebration is losing some of its shine after an audit questioned a payment of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Here's a closer look.
$300,000 in question costs for Guam's 75th Liberation festivities, and no one is taking responsibility for the breakdown in accountability. The Mayor's Council of Guam said they don't agree with the findings, while the honorary co-chairperson of the annual celebration, Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio, says he was not involved with the procurement, but generally agrees with most of the findings.
But it pointed to some, longstanding and material shortcomings in in the Mayor's Council. And I guess from the Mayor's Council perspective, they're really having a hard time trying to apply the procurement rules to certain things.
According to the findings, the MCOG was supposed to make sure all the I's were dotted and T's were crossed to ensure all the payments were being made and contracts were signed. The findings, however, found there was no procurement records for $234,000 paid to various vendors. Auditors also found that $66,000 paid for carnival security, hotels for U.S. entertainers, and Liberation T-shirts were procured using the wrong procurement methods.
I would say that I generally agree with the audit findings, and to me, it gives you a map for what you need to improve.
And one way to improve the issue, according to the Mayor's Council, is to give the oversight of the annual Liberation festivities to someone else.
And I support that. There are some ideas about where it will go, but I think we still need to talk with the legislature about where they think that it should go and how we should do it.
The co-chair of the Diamond Celebration was Speaker Tina Muñoz Barnes, although auditor says she and the Lieutenant Governor mainly participated for ceremonial purposes and agreed their involvement was limited. Quote, "We believe the Lieutenant Governor appeared to be more involved than the Speaker in the planning and decision-making." Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Sabrina Salas, Matanani.
We're going to take a quick break and be back with more news. Don't go away.
Home, a place where I can go to take this off my shoulders. Someone take me home.
Home. It's more than wood, square footage, and a floor plan. It's where life happens, and moments become etched into memories. Right now, save $500 to $5,000 or more on closing costs at Bank of Hawaii. Applying takes just a few moments, but the memories last a lifetime. Simplify by Bank of Hawaii. Welcome to tomorrow.
Social distancing may be the new norm, but connection will always be our tradition. Through good times and tough times, we remain connected with you. Masks may be the new fashion, but protection will always be our style. You can always count on us to protect the things that matter the most. Sanitizing may be the new routine, but caring will always be our practice. We care about your loved ones and the things you value the most. And as we welcome our new normal, one thing remains certain: we will always be here for you. We're open and ready to serve you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
We are in the middle of the most serious health crisis of our lives, and it affects everything from jobs to schools to the way we live. In addition to worrying about recovery, we must now worry about healthcare. And we shouldn't have to make choices between food and medicine, going to the doctor, or buying gas. We all need access to healthcare, and now more than ever, we need hospitals and clinics which can respond to pandemics. We must get the vaccines and new treatments for COVID-19. We must be ready with ventilators and partnerships with the federal government for our emergency facilities and have pandemic plans which provide a secure safety net. We must be ready for the next crisis. And this takes a leader in Washington who is trustworthy and will work with local leaders and experts. This is why I am running for Congress. I humbly ask you for your vote. Si Diyos maasi, maraming salamat po. I'm Robert Underwood, and I approve this message.
KUAM News, winner of the 2020 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Social Media.
Welcome back. Senators spent much of today's session discussing a bill to amend the Guam Comprehensive Development Plan, now in statute, to include the principles of sustainability. Co-author Senator Kelly Marsh Taitano.
Our environment and resources are fragile and must be protected, and yet are challenged on a daily basis as never before. We must develop a way that meets many competing needs while not compromising or robbing the ability of our children and grandchildren to be able to do the same. This bill is this legislature's opportunity to weigh in on what future comprehensive development plans should be, what our agency's master plan should be, what private and public development plans should be. It will be a tool for the Guam Land Use Commission to be guided by.
Marsh says the original development plan was drafted more than 40 years ago under former Governor Ricky Bordallo's administration. The bill was passed on to the voting file. And legislation that would ban carry-out paper bags at retail stores and wholesale establishments went up for a public hearing. The measure was introduced by Senator Regine Bisco-Lee.
Because paper bags take up more volume and more weight, it can also be argued that an inundation of this kind of waste could be even worse for the life of our landfill if every disposable plastic bag is replaced with a paper alternative.
Senator Lee was the author of public law banning the use of plastic carry-out bags. Bill 373 would amend that law to include paper carry-out bags. There was only one person who testified at the hearing. The committee will accept testimony until next Monday at 4 p.m. Testimony can be addressed to Senator Sabina Flores Perez and dropped off at the mailbox at the Guam Congress building or emailed to office@Senator Perez. Guam Education Board Chairperson Maria Gutierrez receives prestigious recognition by the National Association of State Boards of Education, the 2020 Distinguished Service Award for Exceptional Leadership and Dedication. Gutierrez says she was notified of the honor by email on September 23rd, and today on KUAM's The Link Show, she expressed gratitude and appreciation for the award.
I just want to thank everybody, but this award is for the people of Guam, the students, the parents, the employees of DOE, and everybody. It's ours. It's not mine alone.
The award is given to just 3 leaders each year and is the highest ranking honor handed out by the NASBE. Gutierrez is the longest serving member of the Guam Education Board at 23 years. On behalf of the KUAM News team, we offer her our congratulations. Coming up, more news. Don't go away.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your 4th meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Hila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
100% truck, 100% Jeep brand. The all-new Jeep Gladiator is the most capable off-road mid-size pickup truck crafted for adventure. Equipped with best-in-class towing capacity, legendary Jeep brand 4x4 capability, and backed by Guam's only lifetime powertrain warranty. Drive home in a brand new Jeep Gladiator today, starting as low as $283 per paycheck during Jeep Adventure Days. Call us at 477-7807 or visit our website at carsplusguam.com to get pre-approved today.
Our new McDonald's Spicy Chicken McNuggets are just the right amount of spicy. A small to medium Sprite kind of spicy. Let's get a McFlurry after this kind of spicy. But if you get the mighty hot sauce, it's a napkins for foreheads now kind of spicy. This came from McDonald's kind of spicy. Because our Spicy Chicken McNuggets, breaded in tempura and made with cayenne, are just the right amount of spicy. Unless you remember what I said about the sauce. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We have just one voice representing us in Congress, one person to advocate for all of our needs and tell Guam's story to the nation. That's why I'm running to be Guam's next delegate to Congress, to serve as the kind of representative you deserve. But what does a vote for me guarantee? It's a vote for someone who can tell the Guam story, our sacrifices, our struggles, and our triumphs, and why we matter to America. It's a vote for competency in securing more resources from the federal government, not as a handout, but because we are vital to the country. It's a vote for trustworthiness. Integrity and trust are not optional when representing you. They are required. I thank you for allowing me to serve Guam before, and I humbly ask you for your vote again. I'm Robert Underwood, and I approve this message.
Welcome back. In national news today, Democrats work to make confirmation hearings for Supreme Court nominee Judge Amy Coney Barrett less about her qualifications and more about the Affordable Care Act. They charge that a conservative court with Barrett on the bench would quickly move to gut the law. Here's CBS's Nancy Cordes.
As demonstrators flocked to the Supreme Court steps,
Do you solemnly swear that
Judge Amy Coney Barrett laid out her conservative philosophy.
Courts are not designed to solve every problem or right every wrong in our public life.
It's the timing that makes this nomination a political powder keg, with Americans already voting in nearly 40 states.
I think this hearing is a sham.
There's nothing unconstitutional about this process.
Republicans defended Barrett's membership in a small Catholic group called People of Praise.
Your political opponents want to paint you as is a TV or cartoon version of a religious radical.
Democrats didn't focus on her faith, highlighting instead constituents who they said could lose their health care coverage if Barrett joins the court.
Kenny is a real person whose life depends on the Affordable Care Act.
They pointed to Barrett's comments from 2017 when she argued that Chief Justice John Roberts had pushed Obamacare beyond its plausible meaning in order to save it.
The ways in which you may serve as a justice will do irreparable harm.
That's outrageous. As a mother of 7, Judge Barrett clearly understands the importance of health care.
With coronavirus stalking the Senate, Utah's Mike Lee recovered in time to make it back.
Feel great.
Going maskless while speaking, like his colleagues. Several others appeared remotely due to exposure or, like Democratic VP nominee Kamala Harris, as a precaution.
This hearing has brought together more than 50 people to sit inside of a closed-door room for hours while our nation is facing a deadly airborne virus.
Starting on Tuesday, Barrett faces 2 days of grilling from the committee's 22 senators, and barring some unforeseen obstacle, Republicans hope to confirm her to the highest court in the land about a week before Election Day. Nancy Cordes, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Back with your birthday shout-outs right after this.
Hafade, I'm Tony Atta. I'm running to be your senator in the 36th Guam legislature. Together, we will build a Guam with a more resilient and diverse economy. Together, we will make our neighborhoods safer for our families. Together, we will streamline government spending by passing a realistic, responsible budget. I'm Tony Atta, and I humbly ask for your vote. I'm number 7 on the Republican side of the ballot, and together we will. I'm Tony Atta, and I approve this message.
When I need to pay my Docomo Pacific bills or manage my account, all I do is visit mydocomopacific.com. It's easy to set up. I just visit the website and click on the link to set up my account. I filled out the registration page starting with my account number. I received a text message with a temporary username and password. After making initial changes on my security settings, I'm in! Now I can make payments or manage my Docomo Pacific account without needing to leave home. With Docomo Pacific, we're better together.
You could upgrade to the Sparkly Sprinkle Pack on Cupcake Conquest. Or you could upgrade to all this. 2 crunchy tacos and a medium drink. Plus, the beefy cheesy layers of the Grande Stacker Box. Only at Taco Bell.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Coldstone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy birthday on this October 13th to Kimani Ray Blas. Happy 8th birthday, Monty girl. Enjoy your blessed day, sweetie. We love you for eternity. Dude, that's a long time, dude. Love your brothers, grandmas, grandpas, aunties, uncles, cousins, and especially Mommy and Shao. That's a lot of love. Happy birthday, Monty girl. Also, happy birthday to Raya Amelia Babauta Siguenza. Happy birthday to our princess. We love you so much. Say Mommy Eva, Elvin, Raquel, and Grandma Bert, each of whom sends all of their love. Sus Santos has a birthday today, so happy birthday. Enjoy your day and stay safe. We miss you, coming from your whole family. Happy birthday, sis. Tomas Jude Chavez, happy 10th birthday to Tomas or Thomas. With many more blessings, love, the families. More than one, that's awesome. Adenis K.U. Happy birthday to our dearest Kay. Hope you have a blessed celebration. Lots of love from your Guam Exchange family. Awesome. Nicole Young Girl has a birthday today, so happy birthday, Nikki. We love you very much. Love the family. I know a few Nicole Young Girls. Each of them is awesome, and we wish this one a happy birthday. And Vincent K. Nicholas, happy 40-something birthday, Junior. Wishing you more smiles, laughter, and peace to live and comfort your soul. I wish you strength and faith so you may believe in time, and with a little patience and courage to take whatever life you have left and just live. Live the way you know how, and just let someone love you because you are a better man. That's an amazing shout out. Good job. And a single happy belated birthday shout out tonight going to Jenna Elise Leongorel Untalan, who was born on the 11th. Happy birthday number 25 to our mommy. She's the best mommy ever because she is our mommy. Have the best day, mommy. You deserve it. We love you forever, mommy. With love, Dre, Drew, and the rest of the family. Happy birthday, each and every one of you. Each of you is awesome, each of you is amazing, and each of you deserves lots of love and a happy birthday.
And you can be a part of the Coldstone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. That's our report for tonight. Thanks for watching. Please stay safe, everyone.
What's up, Guam? Dave Doe.